way that I could describe my mood is, you know how it's the middle of winter, you're freezing your ass off, and you have PE, and it's indoor swimming, and you know that the water is just going to be cold as shit, and you just tell them you don't have your gym clothes, you don't have your swim trunks, just so you don't have to deal with the cold. Well, that's how I feel right now. But then, you know how you know the water's going to be cold, but then once you jump in, it's not so bad and your body adjusts to it. That's kind of how my mood is. So my back is starting to hurt. Feels like time is going by slow. It's getting colder by the hour. I just want to go home and take a shower. If I could smell like a flower. I thought about going home. I thought about using FMLA. I thought about a lot of things. I actually got Mom due, so I'm happy about that. But it's just, I never used to be like this. I was never bothered working. I've been working since I was 15 years old. I got most dedicated employee of the year. I got employee of the month. I got most improved employee. I've got all types of awards. I stayed and I did overtime. I did double shifts. I opened. I closed. I came in on my days off. I came in early. I stayed late. I did it all. And, you know, the older you get, you start to realize and so when I realized companies don't actually really give a shit about it. I'll give you a perfect example. I was working 2 jobs. I was working 4 days a week at 10 hours or more at NFI. And that was full time. And then I kept my job working at Meyer, and I was doing third shift overnight stocking. But before I ended up working 2 jobs, I was working at Meyer, and I was doing the garden center, but the garden center is seasonal, so they had nowhere to put me, so I had to, you know, do overnight stocks. And I was coming from my other job, and I did overtime. So I came in on my day off, and I did 10 hours. And then my weekend job is 8 hours. So I did like 18 hours. And I completely crushed it. I was on like no sleep, no energy, and I killed it, right? So some other point in time, I'm at work and I'm just not feeling it. And I'm falling behind, and I didn't get everything that I needed to get done, which was conditioning the aisles, where you pull everything forward and make everything look nice, because there was so much damage and stuff just not where it was supposed to be. And so I took a shopping cart, and like every can that I pulled forward was just fucked up in some way. It was dented, it was smashed. And I had a full fucking shopping cart of fucking cans. And my supervisor came up to me and he's checking my aisles. He's like, what's going on? Like, none of this is conditioned. Like, what the hell? But this is a new supervisor, right? So I had one boss. He was pretty chill. But then this bald-headed motherfucker comes in, starts, taking over and fucking changing everything on us. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, but I have to write you up. And I'm like, do you see my shopping cart? Do you just see how many damages are in here? He's like, well, that's no excuse. You didn't have to do all that. You should have just did what you're supposed to do and just pull things forward. Like, ain't nobody got time to do all that. And I had cans in my hand, and I'm just looking at it. And back then I had anger issues, and so I didn't feel appreciated, and I didn't feel respected. And after everything that I've done, and I'm working 2 fucking jobs, and he's gonna threaten to write me up. So I dropped the cans, and I ended up throwing them on the floor. And basically I was like, you know what, you don't appreciate me staying here when I don't have to be here. I have a full-time job. I'm still coming in to help out because I know you guys are short-staffed, and and I walked out and I quit, and I never looked back. And then I was working my full-time job, and it was the day before Thanksgiving, and we can't leave until all the orders are picked and loaded. So a 10-hour shift turned into like 18 plus hours. And the next time we were supposed to go into work, we found out that we were all getting laid off, and that the company that we were partnered with, which was Trader Joe's, was opening up their own warehouse in Joliet. So I never got hired on. I was there for over 6 months, and I have pictures of everybody who I built a relationship with. And from there I was just doing like temporary projects in warehouses. I was in a Sony warehouse. I was in there's like 4 or 5 different warehouses. That's for another story. I'll be talking about how I got out of retail and how I started getting into warehousing and how I'm able to make a living. That's it for this video. See you in the next video. And David, if you're watching, don't blame yourself. When somebody decides it's time for them to go, there's nothing you can do. God bless. Peace and love. Share, like, and let this video go above.